Okay, you guys, 39-year-old Draya Michele announced she is having a baby by 22-year-old basketball player Jalen Green, and she is getting dragged by a lot of people. Now, the Shader reposted her pregnancy pictures, and a lot of people had a lot to say. This one comment said, "I'm 30 and I would scream if a 22-year-old tried to talk to me. She better keep that same energy when that 40-year-old man beating her 20-year-old daughter's face. That's how karma be working." You guys do realize Jay-Z and Beyonce are 12 years apart, right? 17 years apart is not that big of a difference. This young man is living out his fantasy with his dream girl. She was a very young mother, so her son being the same age is irrelevant. Demi Moore did it, Cher's doing it now, and men have done it for centuries. This feels like a double standard because Leonardo DiCaprio, 50 Cent, Scott Disick, and Rick Ross don't get the same heat. These older women taking advantage of these young athlete men because the men their age know they're washed up. This is nasty. I'm only 28 and wouldn't dream of dating a 22-year-old. The difference is already evident. She's touching 40. What do you have in common with him? Now, I'm not going to lie. Draya does somewhat deserve all these comments because if it was the other way around and she was the man, it would be way worse. And Jalen Green is literally the same age as her son, so it's given very pathetic at this point. And I feel like she definitely trapped him with this baby because she can't find a man her age, because no one her age would take her seriously, because she is known for being a pass around in the industry. Now, I'm not going to judge her because she was young at the time when she was dating and messing around with multiple men in the industry, but for her to get pregnant by a boy that's the same age as her son is completely wrong for me. Now, I do remember the story where she abandoned her son, Nico. Now, she was indeed arrested for child endangerment for this, and she left him alone for several nights with just frozen food to eat, and the house was very dirty. Meanwhile, she was partying and messing around with R&B singer Chris Brown, so her priorities were messed up at the time. Now, not to mention, Jalen Green is the ex-boyfriend of Bria Hicks, and Bria Hicks used to be cool with Draya, and Draya allegedly watched Bria grow up, so she was so wrong for this. And T Snipers even pointed this out and said, "I can't get over how Draya Michele was all in Bria Hicks' house and watched her grow up to only start dating that young girl's ex-boyfriend. Shake my head, Draya is dead wrong. She should be dating someone her own age, let alone this girl worked for you. You knew her mother and was all under her pics, #dirty work. Now Bria Hicks should date Draya's son." Now, women like Draya only use men for a come up financially. They will use basketball players and get pregnant by them just to financially set them for life. So they will scout others like athletes, rappers and singers just for them to get that check. And Draya is not the only one that's doing this. Brittany Renner did this too. She trapped NBA player PJ Washington, and she is 6 years older than him, but when you compare it to Draya and Jalen, it's not that big of a deal. But Brittany started dating PJ when he was 20 and she was 26, so it's not that bad, but he did just come out of being a teen. She claimed she wasn't with him for money, but she definitely was, and she did once go on live and say this:
"The worst people to deal with are the athletes. None of them use condoms, really. So if y'all really want to try to come up off a check off a man, I mean, you could just an athlete. They're really dumb."
So a lot of women actually do this in real life, but Draya's problem is the age. Like, she could literally be his mom. I wonder what Jalen's mom is saying as well about this whole situation. But tell me below if you feel like Draya's in the wrong for this. Tell me if you feel like she should just end it with him as well. But make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.